YouTube, and everywhere else where I'm streaming. I'm Yogi Chris, captain of IMC Nation. I live here at IMC headquarters, aka Pegasus House in Las Vegas, with Arash Sapar Bazaar AZD, founder of IMC Nation. You guys are on these accounts because these accounts are grown from AZD clips and AZD talks and whatever. And I am a messenger of the IMC Nation tech. I've been studying AZD for about 9 years, living with them for the last 4 years. And recently, 6 months ago, we moved to Las Vegas, where is now headquarters. So it was San Jose, California for the longest time. And 30 other guys have moved to Las Vegas in 5 different houses. So we have a whole movement. Sosa's on. Sosa's about to be the 33rd guy that's moving from East Coast somewhere to live in a base, IMC Nation base. So I've done so many shows and talked about the IMC bases, frequently. You guys are welcome to ask questions, of course, and I'll talk about whatever if it's relevant. So today I was going to talk about the dating mindset and misconceptions. And just in communicating with so many guys on these accounts, I am astounded, really, where guys are coming from. And I'm sure I came from somewhere similar. It's just been so many years, and I've been on this path, and really in my own sphere of people that I'm talking to, that it's like I'm out of touch with how guys are, really, unless it's the newbies that come into IMC Nation, or the guys on the outskirts of IMC Nation that are maybe looking to come in, maybe they're attracted to these social media accounts. I don't talk to guys that aren't into the social media accounts. They're liking posts, commenting, engaging with stories. So those are the guys I message with. So if you get a message from me, that's why I'm messaging you. And so those guys are at least interested in AZD's delivery. And I think it's a unique kind of personality, not necessarily good, but it's definitely a unique personality that resonates with AZD's message and his delivery, which is part of the message. So if you like the clips of AZD, the bald tattooed guy that's, we build these accounts on, then there's something unique about you, and you probably know it. And it could be, like I said, not a good thing where it's like you're some kind of weird hater or whatever, but we know that the hater is the fan. The hater is a big, big fan. So you may detest all the tattoos and the cursing and how he talks about women or whatever you don't like. But the truth is, you're a fan if you keep watching. If you weren't, you would just block it or just never go back and look at it again. Maybe leave one comment and then you're done. But if you're leaving a lot of comments, you're a hella fan. Everybody else, you're attracted to the content and the delivery of it, which says something about you. I know from the other side of things where I've gotten involved, I've gone to classes, a lot of classes. I've been around AZD for years now and gone out with him so many times. Man, I've seen so much. I've seen new girls come in, become relationships. I've heard him handle. I mean, I live with him, so his girlfriends are coming in and out with him, and I hear some of that. You see so much. You don't need to see everything to know that you're dealing with a unique individual that deals with the world uniquely and is having a masterful experience, which means he's having the experience that most guys would want something like that for themselves. They may not want his women, but the kind of orderliness he has, the obedience, the integrity and intelligence, and the ability to communicate, the laughter, and it's all related. It's all related because the laughter is within a certain ethics and a certain righteousness. And so it's very wholesome, very deep laughter, very, very good laughter. And I get to experience some of that myself in my relationships because of the tech. It's a way of communicating. Game is a way of communicating, just like sales is a way of communicating. Game, relationships, is a way of communicating. So this stream is called, what do I call it? Dating, mindset, and misconceptions. The mindset will come out naturally because I'm talking about it. But the misconceptions, that's what's going to be, that painting is epic. Yes, sir. My girl made it. So another shout out to my girl. I told her she should put it on Etsy. It's not a painting, it's some kind of compilation picture or whatever. Okay. Way, Faye Jonas, shout out, following. Right on. That's why I like TikTok. No. Okay. Man, YouTube has the weirdest commenters. I don't get it. Doesn't happen on TikTok and not on Instagram because there's no discovery. But man, YouTube gets some weird ass commenters. Okay. So misconceptions. Misconceptions. Man. Guys are really far off. Man, where do I even begin with that? It's easier and more straightforward to talk to the guy that's already interested in getting better at game. When will IMC reality shows start? I mean, it's already started, so I don't know what you mean by it. But that is what the daily streams are. You know, I have ideas and I just need the resources and the connections to make that happen. But my idea is an app, and the app is streaming all of the streams that guys do. And so it's one central location that a common audience can go to see who's streaming at this moment and tune into what they're doing. And, you know, that's my goal. But I don't know how much it is for that to happen. If I did, I need to build a whole business around it, you know, because to justify that, I don't know how much I would charge for people to have the app. I would want it to be free, honestly. And then there'd be paid upgrades and where you just get like premium level streams, memberships. The guys could charge if they have memberships. Yeah, obviously AZD memberships or whatever could all be streamed through the app. So, you know, to develop such a thing and then, you know, the whole business around, I mean, anyway, that's what I see for the future. But right now, you know, the reality show is the reality that there's so many guys that are streaming and telling their story, guys that I live with, guys that are here in Vegas, a bunch of guys, and they're streaming and talking their story from their perspective. Then we have twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day classes with AZD. So it is behind a paywall. Some of its classes are free, like Monday podcast, which is like a class. And, you know, so that is the television network. It's the network of guys here that are streaming about what's happening with game, because what we see, it's a revival of the pickup artist community, but we're not pickup artists. That's the thing. We're aware of all of that information, and we come from that in various lineages. AZD from this mystery, and he studied all the greats. I've studied several guys, and many guys have studied something of pickup. Some guys here have no pickup experience, and they're still learning game because the game is way beyond pickup. Pickup is like some short-term strategies and sound bites and whatever to understand social interactions in very short term and with new people. And game is way beyond that because you need so much to know how to behave. That's the thing. So misconceptions, it would be about pickup, really. Some people may mistake IMC Nation as a pickup movement because of old AZD videos and seductive instinct and whatever. But really, people just have misconceptions about pickup and how important that is and how unimportant it is. It's absolutely essential that you have some basic understanding of pickup. And you'll get that through IMC teachings and a lot of references, the right references, because you could also, you look up any dating coaches or pickup coaches, look up hashtag pickup or whatever on TikTok, YouTube, wherever, and you're going to find a bunch of cheese balls and faggots, and I'm probably getting censored on TikTok now, and just all kinds of misinformation with guys that they may look handsome, they may make good quality video, but the content, you wouldn't know how bad it is because you are so bad at game. So you'll get misled thinking that they're good. What is this? Shout out from Berlin. What's up, Berlin? Shout out from Vegas. Vegas. So, you know, it's so essential to know the courtship process with new women to be able to provide this life to you. So this life is a life of choice. Pickup arts brought choice to men worldwide, where men don't have choice. Men, you don't have choice. Your only route to having choice with women is become super celebrity, either Hollywood or athlete. You could become very rich, but then you're still going to have to go and put yourself around women, and you'll probably end up just getting prostitutes or whatever. The rich guys don't become players. Athletes, some athletes do. You could be a rapper or some kind of musician, a rock star, you know, rocker. So basically, Hollywood, music, through film, music, or sports, you could become exposed to a lot of women. But because you don't have the right thinking and behavior habits, you're still going to settle for the best girl that you can get, and she's going to ruin your life. Because it's not that marriage or monogamy can't work. It's that marriage or monogamy without understanding female psychology can't work. Can't work. Because your nature, you naturally know women. However, your nature has been super suppressed, super controlled, super brainwashed, super tampered with through vaccines. And, you know, the images you hold in your mind really affect your testosterone levels and whatever. Like you could be watching Teletubbies until you're 18 years old and you'd have a bunch of estrogen. You could also watch war movies and monster trucks and whatever, and that will affect, you'll have those images, and those images play and your body reacts to those images just like a dream or whatever, and that affects your hormone levels. Just like you could release stress hormones and cortisol and adrenaline and whatever just from a dream. You could have adrenaline. From a dream, you could also release testosterone. You know what I mean? So the mind washing of the culture has suppressed masculinity from the beginning. So even though in your nature you know how to interact with women and even multiple women, it's in your nature. You're born from royalty at some point in your lineage, and they have multiple women. You have in you the code for how to hold power and how to deal with multiple women. But mentally, you're so controlled, so suppressed as a man. You couldn't escape it now if you wanted it with all of your heart and might, because you're so you're a fish in the ocean. You don't know what water is. You don't know what wetness is. You've lived in wetness water all your life. You've lived in feminism all your life. You lived in masculine suppression and brainwashing all your life. So you don't even know how deep it is. I'm still learning, even after 9, 10 years or more, because personal development journey and whatever, 37 now, because of living and training with AZD. AZD is so unplugged, not because of the books he reads, but because he's constantly in relationship dynamics. All day he's with the most beautiful women, rotating, and then he's teaching us, and then he's going out with us to pick up new women. Then he sleeps, or he comes home to a woman. And it's just always, it's mind-boggling, really. It's 24/7, 365 for at least the last 4 years I've been living with him. When I moved in with him in San Jose, he had 7 girlfriends there in San Jose. Girlfriends like loyal, don't talk to other men, on a schedule, and beautiful. Getting better, coaching women, unplugging themselves from the matrix of dealing with men. He's just so while lockdown is happening and nobody can get dates because there's no social life happening, he's got 7 women on rotation, keeping him so busy, and using his Instagram and the fact that they're coaching women, he has a pool of women. So he stays in the dating game at the highest levels. Meanwhile, everybody else is atrophying in their dating skills because they have no dates. And that continues up into present day. So he's constantly checking the reality. It's not just Royo Tomasi. Somebody's like shouting out Royo Tomasi to me in a message. I'm like, dude, that guy is such a cheeseball. I don't care. His information is great. There's lots of evolutionary psychologists with degrees that write facts about men and women, and that's cool. I appreciate your books, your wisdom, your contribution, man. There's men that are contributing to society who are not necessarily players. The thing is that men everywhere are so weak in their ideas about dating and relationships that whatever success they have in life, any success on any subject, they will be destroyed by their relationship because they don't know how to deal with women. It could be she takes half. It could be she says some dumb shit about him that gets him in legal trouble. It could be she just controls his nuts for the rest of his life and you see him get weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker and senile. That's the future of that for guys, because all that education and skill has nothing to do with relationships. You're not only uneducated on relationships, you're completely miseducated. You're miseducated on courtship, on sex, you've been watching porn. Like, bro, you are so in the matrix of media control of your mind that you don't know how to relate with women. So you have so many misconceptions. For example, we take dates in groups. We take dates with our groups of guys as we go out. We have a few activities throughout the week, 2 or 3, that as guys we go and we invite dates. And our first and second dates are often in groups. And that's the way to submit a beautiful woman, a 9 or a 10. You're not going to submit her on your own, taking her on your own, unless you go somewhere that all the staff knows you, the owner knows you, people along the way know you. And so you shake a lot of hands in and out of the venue. And then she submits because she sees you have so much power and influence. But if you just take her one-on-one, you're weaker than her actually socially, because all she has to do is raise her voice and all the attention of the environment will come to protect her. You can't do that. You raise your voice and everybody runs away and calls the police. You are yang, she is yin. She pulls the attention of the environment. You push the attention of the environment. That's where you learn game, because game is how you express your masculinity that attracts the female. Genetically, not culturally, where you say the right things, the liberal bullshit that she wants to hear so that you're a good choice. You say the right things that trigger in her DNA, in her subconscious mind, attraction for you. And then you trigger comfort. And that's the next misconception, is that guys don't realize how uncomfortable women are with you. They're so uncomfortable with you. You have to overcome a lot of her mind washing, but also her past experiences with guys, which for the most beautiful women often include a lot of trauma. Some of the ugly ones too, but I don't deal with ugly ones. And the beautiful ones have more trauma because they were a lot of them were pretty as youngsters also, and they attracted a bunch of perverts and shit. And because of the culture and the brainwashing of our parents, they didn't protect them the way that we should protect little girls. Same with boys. They should have been protected in a different way. But more girls are molested than boys. Boys get molested too. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying that that's what you're dealing with a woman is she's got so many secrets, and that causes so much miscommunication that you don't know what you're dealing with. Such a retarded communicator as a woman. And I understand why, but you still got to deal with it. So now what? And you're a man on purpose. Another misconception is how much should you focus on your business in life? Guys, they focus on their business to try to get to a certain money, and they hope that that is going to result in women, and it's not. You're going to end up having to spend all that money to try to get women, and it's going to destroy you because you don't have game. You don't have money management skills with a woman. And if you do, then you don't know how to do it that seduces the woman, so she thinks you're a tight ass. You could be rich, but you're a tight ass. And that's very unattractive. She will cheat on you. She'll get pregnant from another man and let you raise it because you're rich. You can raise it. Haters are fans. Haters are always fans. Otherwise, they just got no. Remember this, guys. I know there's new people on. If you watch somebody that you don't like and you keep watching them, you're retarded. Your life is so worthless that your life is so worthless that you would rather spend time watching something you don't like than watching something you do like. How retarded is that? To watch something and complain about it, right? So I expect guys will jump off. They should. 50 people, up to 50 people live on this YouTube. So obviously good hashtags I used. Congratulations, y'all, making this stream. Let me reintroduce myself to all the new audience. I'm Yogi Chris, captain of IMC Nation. Hashtag IMC Nation, founded by AZD, Arash Thapar Dibazar. And that motherfucker's the top player on the planet. Multiple relationships with the most beautiful women for years and years and years and years, many years. Pickup artist of the year, pickup coach of the year, 2 years in a row back in 2012, 2013. And then stepped out of the game to teach seduction and relationships. And you would think, well, seduction and relationships are game. Not back when it was talked about, when it was taught as game. It was just taught as pickup. How do you pick up women? AZD transcended that, continued picking up tons and tons of women, built a whole women's fitness center and everything, but went into the realm of seduction and relationships. How do you continually seduce a woman for years and years? There's got to be a lot of truth and honesty in what you do. People think seduction, there's another misconception. They think seduction is like manipulation or somehow, I mean, it is deception, but it's like they think it's unethical. Deception is not unethical. Deception is just misdirection of people's attention. That's what flirtation is. It's misdirection. That's what banter is. That's what teasing is. That's a misdirection. It is a deception. You're saying one thing, but you're meaning something else in a way that's sexually exciting for the other person. That's deception. Call that seduction, but call that manipulation. So it gets lost in these salad of words, the word salad, because most people are liberals that, get on this stuff, it seems like, and they have lost definitions of words. Liberals are really bad at definitions. That's why they think men are women. I was going to ask if you were a yogi. Yes, I'm a yogi. And that just opens up a whole new can of worms where people are, so we won't get into that too much. If you want to know about that, then you can find me on Instagram, PhD Yogi Chris. PhD Yogi Chris, one word. And then I'll be happy to talk yoga with anybody. Got a bunch of free stuff and just groups and stuff about that. But really, I'm captain of IMC Nation. I run the IMC Nation movement. I run the advanced programs with AZD. I'm just the program director. He's teaching, but I do teach sometimes. He calls me in to do that. And I like to stream to these accounts and stay in touch with the audience. You know what I mean? YouTube has the disadvantage that they can't DM with me, but you can find me on Instagram or TikTok, AZD_IMC. Guys on AZD_IMC TikTok right now. Shout out AZD_IMC. Guys, share the clips with people and comments. Now, I have to go soon. My girl's coming over to watch the tap-in process and eat dinner and whatever. And I'll go live with anybody on TikTok or Instagram if you want to do a quick stream. But I may end it in the next 5 minutes if you don't request it. So you got to request it, some dialogue. I live in Las Vegas, and no, I don't do semen retention. I think that is really weak. People try to do that to get good at game. It doesn't get you good at game. Can you talk about tonality? Well, I'll tell you a big misconception that I keep learning because this is a stream that I titled Misconceptions about Game, Mindset and Misconceptions. Tonality is so influential. You are, I've been studying it for years and listening to the effects of different tonality on the subconscious mind and how you can influence people by changing your rhythm and your, you get aggressive. And it's just amazing how when the woman said some bullshit that you don't like, how your tonality is out of your control, and then it creates this snowball effect where your off tonality creates hostility in her, creates hostility in you, creates hostility in her. And as animals, we're just reacting to each other's tonalities. And one of the things that AZD is so masterful at, and which is one of the reasons why this is such a spiritual evolution. We have spiritual relationships. AZD has multiple relationships. I have multiple relationships. We're all players here. It's a spiritual game. You see that? You think I'm lying? Test it. Test it how spiritual I am. I don't know how you fucking figured out how to test me, but test it. It's a spiritual thing. So tonality is very, very spiritual because you need to have so much awareness to separate yourself from not just your voice, but there's a part in your mind that where your voice is coming from. You think of what to say before you say it. You might think I don't have any filter, but it happened in your mind before you say it out loud. Facts. So, but you are not your mind. There's a part of you behind your mind that could see the thought that before it, you say it. Before, and there's a mentality, a whole scenery in your mind, a mindset, if you will, like a set, a theater set. There's a whole set in your mind that is creating the emotion of what you're saying, and that comes out in your tonality. And it's amazing. It can switch like in a moment's notice. You can go from a happy set to a sad set, depending on, she could say something that triggers something in your mind, and then what you say next comes out as a tonality that fucks up the dynamic between you two. So tonality is very important, and having not control so much of your tonality, it's more about control of your mind. But you first need a separation and to stop identifying with your mind to have that sort of control. So that's what I'll say on tonality right now. Misconception is that dating and pickup is a materialistic or hedonistic or, thing. It is, but not at the success level that we have with IMC Nation. It's just not, you couldn't be successful like we are if you weren't spiritual players. We are monks, we are fighters, we are warriors, we are urban monks, shapeshifters, and we're players also, and the best. Let's see. It's called self-control, brother. Yeah, something like that. No, weak people can't do that, man. Only strong could do. I don't know what we were talking about. Yeah, it's not Rudraksha. They're just wooden beads. I also follow veganism. Yeah, it is, but it makes you weaker as a man. I was vegan for 7.5 years, and I love the clean feeling of it and the lightness it brought to my yoga practice, but it makes you weaker with women, for sure, because it lowers your testosterone, for sure. Unless you're shooting up with a lot of test, then you could probably, I didn't do that at the time, so I don't know, maybe that counterbalances it. Yes, 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 yes. This is some professional. Yes, yes. Again, remember, if you watch a show that you don't like and you complain about it, you're a fucking loser because you got nothing going on in life. Wouldn't you rather watch a show you like? Wow. Yes. That's right. Okay, guys, if you want to get involved with learning from AZD on YouTube, the link is in the description. In the description for the channel, you can see the link to the daily class, $97 a month. Yeah. A caring tone and a sexy tone. I don't want to do the sexy tone. And the caring tone, if it was with a girl, it kind of depends on the context of what's happening. But let's say in a basic sense, it might be, hey, how you doing? Oh, really? Oh, are you all right? Oh, good. Nice. What'd you have to eat? Do you have enough? Right on. So like that, it's treating her with a kind of a care and respect, like, she all right. Uh, yes, yes, okay. All right, you're welcome. I just said a bunch about spirituality. The whole separation from the mind is spiritual. Okay, everybody. Nobody wanted to go live on the TikTok or Instagram. So, oh, we got a bunch of real talk. Right on. Lupe, get on class, brother. Jeez. Lupe, get on class. Took my daughters away from me. Yeah, women do that. Jerome, okay. Let's see. Any other comments here? I just got out of a 15-year relationship. I'm typically used to women approaching me. I appreciate. Yeah. Well, it's hard when you're in a relationship if you weren't talking with other women because you'll lose context with the game. You lose touch with it. So you got to get back in the game. And I recommend joining AZD's daily class. For you guys on Instagram and TikTok, it's in the bio. And at least check it out. Go see what it is. It's daily class with just men, 10 a.m., and you get the recordings. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. All right, I think we're done here. I appreciate everybody giving me your time. YouTube, shout out for all the love. I hope you appreciated it. Go really check out the other content on the channel, especially anything with AZD, because he's the man. I'm just a student. Everybody, I'm a student, I'm a messenger of the IMC Tech. Obviously, I am a proponent of it. I love it. I have all kinds of ebooks and lecture notes, and I have a newsletter, etc. Like I'm fully in it. I was a PhD student at the University of Florida. I got my PhD. I was a Division I wrestler at the University of Oklahoma back 2004 to 2008. 37, right? I'm an older guy. And then I go get my PhD at University of Florida. I go to Italy to learn physics, a certain kind of physics from a certain guy, and two guys actually. And while I was there, one thing led to another where I looked up pickup and dating relationship advice on YouTube, and I came across AZD. Fast forward a year and a half, I buy my first product from AZD, and it's mind blowing. It's lectures that are just like, whoa, so many analogies and metaphors that made it more clear. This is the truth of women. It just never taught us this. It made so much sense. And I just kept going. It was a rabbit hole. More lectures, came to meet him in person, saw the real deal in person. I was like, holy fuck. The way this guy moves and his awareness socially, and it's so effortless. He's not exerting a lot of energy, but he's creating big effects. And of course, the relationships, I got to see those over time, how legit they are. I met other pickup coaches and dating coaches and good stuff, but some of those senior guys, but nothing compared to AZD, man. And just one thing led to another. Eventually, I moved in with him 4 years ago in San Jose, was running his business. 7 months ago, we moved here to Las Vegas and still running the business. You know what I mean? Getting better as a player myself and living a very fulfilled, unplugged lifestyle. I skipped the whole yoga business. I built a yoga brand, and that was after my PhD, whatever. While I was learning his game, I built a yoga brand. That's why they call me Yogi Chris. And I still have yoga products and things that I sell, but I mostly just practice on my own and run IMC Nation. And when we open a fight center here, like we had in San Jose, which is around the corner, we'll open a fight center here. I'll teach yoga there. And you guys can come and learn fighting from us and yoga. It's all related. To open the body and learn to defend yourself, and open the body and learn to defend yourself. It makes you receptive to changing your education. You have so much indoctrinated education that is so irrelevant and so off target when it comes to life, relationships, and communication that you're trying to get to a certain place, happy relationships, but you're walking in the wrong direction, and you'll never get to there going that way. And that's the biggest misconception of all. Horse, everybody, praise the Lord, be the best, fuck the